Sisters and brothers, Salam alaikum. Thank you very much for being here, and thank you very much for inviting me back again. It's a pleasure to be with you. I'm not going to do judo, and I can sing, but I'm not going to sing. But I want to share with you some thoughts about unity and peace. And can I just say what a fantastic thing it is, and thanks be to Allah for the visit we had from the Imam who's been leading the prayers at the Prophet's temple, the Prophet's mosque for 50 years. The most incredible devotion. We need to show that sort of devotion in our lives. I want to come with some good news. I want to tell you that I, as a Christian, and sisters and brothers as Muslims, share together a vision for peace and unity in the world. But having a vision is not enough. We need to work to achieve that in our lifetimes. And just the other day, with parliamentarians from many countries, we met in Brussels, and for the first time there is now a parliamentary forum for preventing conflicts around the world, for people coming together to prevent battles before they begin, to prevent conflicts before they start, to stop the killing before the killing takes over. And that's really, really good news to share with you today. I want to share with you my personal journey as a person of faith. I was born in a little village where there were no Muslims. I was born in a village where nobody else was anything other than white. I was born in the north of England, away from sharing other faiths. And I've come to be in this great city, the most cosmopolitan city of the world, where I have learnt on my journey through life that people of faith can stand together, devoted to our God, respectful of Allah, arm in arm, hand in hand, and we can testify to the goodness of God and the justice of God, and in doing that we can bring so much to our world. And I want to share with you, I've been privileged to read the Quran, to share with you just some verses from Surah 45. And when our clear verses are recited to them, their argument is no other than they say, bring back our dead fathers if you're truthful. Say to them, Allah gives you life, then causes you to die. Then he will assemble you on the day of resurrection, about which there is no doubt, but most mankind know not. Friends, it's our job to teach those who do not have faith of the deep truths of the faith of God's justice and God's presence. And we have to do that together. And we must work together to do that. Because it's not only the things of politics and of this world that must concern us, it must be the things of the other world too. And in the same surah, it says, and to Allah belongs the kingdom of the heavens and the earth, and you will see each nation humble to their knees, each nation will be called to its record. We have to make sure our nations can give account to God. And so we have to be hopeful. We have to be hopeful that if Barack Obama is elected as President of the United States, that we will have a turning of the page. We will have a new attitude from America towards the Islamic world. That must be our hope, that no longer will there be a prejudiced view that says that people in Islamic countries are our enemies. The United States must recognize that we are on this world together as equals, and in all countries under God we must be equally respected. Secondly, we must collaborate across this continent. We must end the nationalism that means that we don't understand we're part of this continent together. If ever there was a time, it's the time of financial crisis, when we know that if we don't stand together, we will fall together. We are God's people, and God knows no boundaries. He does not stop at the English Channel. We are part of a continent which is all part of His creation. And thirdly, people often stereotype many young people, including many Muslim young people, and say it is they who are causing trouble on our streets. 2 nights ago, I was with youth workers, including Muslim youth workers, who have launched a campaign called Enough Make Youth Violence History. And we believe that we can have not just global peace and unity, but we can have peace and unity on the streets of Britain, where young people are not stabbing each other or killing each other or shooting each other, but they are respecting each other and caring for each other and walking with each other, because we respect our young people and we value our young people, and we know that they are made in God's image to serve him and to be part of his plan for this country and the world. I want to say three other very quick things. I want to tell you that in the years ahead in this country there will be elections for the European Parliament and for British parliaments and councils. I ask every sister and brother to take part in those elections, because we want you fully to participate. This is your place. Every country of the world is your country. You are not strangers, you are not aliens, you are part of this country, and we want you to participate fully in this country. But not just as voters. We want you to be the leaders. We want you, like my friend Fayez, who is here, and my friend Ajmal, and my other Muslim friends, to be standing for council, for standing for parliament, for standing for the European Parliament, to be cabinet ministers, to be the Prime Minister. I want the sisters and the brothers, particularly the sisters, to come forward and say, I will lead in the political sphere, because we need you. We need you to lead our politics, and we want you to come forward to be part of that political leadership in this country. I want to say these last things. We have suffered in this country because we have had laws that have discriminated against people who are black and people who are brown and people who have different skin and people who have different headgear and people who have different traditions. Some of us have been very clear. There must be no 42-day detention without trial of people in this country, because that is not the country of civil liberty that I was brought up to defend. There must be no different treatment of Muslims from Christians and Jews and Hindus in this country, because we are all equal before the law as well as before God. And there must be no disadvantage for people who want to have Islamic banking or credit unions or other forms of finance, because in times of difficulty, everybody must have access to the same facilities and the same opportunities. But above all this, we need a society that is more equal, because in Britain and many countries of the world, many of the people who are still at the bottom of the economic scale are people who are Muslims, are people who are of brown skin or black skin, are people who are not here. And we must work together to narrow the gap in our world between the rich and the poor, to make sure that we can go together more equally into the future. Because if we are more equal, then the world will be more peaceful. And if we are more equal, then the world will be more united. So, my friends, thank you for the diversity of the Islamic and Muslim community. Thank you for listening as well as speaking. Thank you for being the brothers and sisters to others of us of faith and of different beliefs. And I pray that, inshallah, in this country and in all countries of Europe and in all countries of the world, the generation that will follow, when the children are the adults, will be a place where we will be celebrating peace and unity and not just praying for it. Thank you. Stay united, hold each other's hands, and let's walk with confidence into the future.